Yeah, we are going. All right. So Sabelle, and I know I mentioned it to you, but I'm going to mention it so everybody's watching that the top is fabulous.
Thank you.
It's
It's a dress. It's a
it's
cavi
okay.
dress.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
from this season. It's the short dress. So I wore it today.
it's amazing, and it has the fall colors, right?
It is. It has a fall
Yeah.
color. Yes, and it's red actually, but yeah, I love it. So I wore it often on jeans and a top today. So
Nice. That's
thank
amazing.
you
That's
for
amazing.
noticing those details. Yeah.
So I was actually saying maybe we start here. We were talking about I was asking if you'd seen the post I did yesterday. Um, it was kind of a breakthrough for me because I 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I wouldn't have posted something that bold. So it's just me sitting there in the lotus position. I'm wearing underwear. I'm clothed with the underwear, but you can't see the underwear. So all you can see is just me. It's like there I am. So it was yeah. That was something that I don't think I would have done a couple of years ago.
Is it on your personal post
It's
or
on
the?
my personal page. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to look for it. Okay. And
Yeah,
what
and
uh, what were you trying to convey? What message?
that I've done yoga every day for uh 1833 days.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the post says this is day 1833 of me doing yoga, and there's in all that time, in all those days, there's never been a day where I did yoga and I thought to myself, that was kind of a mistake. I shouldn't have done yoga today. There's
Wow.
never been a day like that. It's always been this this wonderful opportunity for me to come to terms with showing up as I am, right? So as I am on the mat, and all the yogis talk about how you are off the mat is how you are on the mat, or vice versa. And so it's an opportunity for me to show up in my body every day and appreciate my body
Wow.
every day. So that was sort of the gist of the post, and I got some reactions that I wasn't surprised about, like now I can't unsee this.
Oh,
Things like that. Uh,
okay.
but actually only a couple. Those were only isolated. Most of the comments were really supportive, and really like thank you for sharing that. And I know
Wow.
that's going to inspire a lot of other people to um, maybe take up a physical practice if they don't do it already. Maybe it's going to inspire a lot of other people to not be so hesitant about putting out a picture of this is who I really am, right? So
Wow. That's
it's
powerful.
kind of edgy that way. But like I said, I wouldn't have. And I was thinking I was going to tell you this. Like my former girlfriend would have absolutely freaked the f out. I put up a post. It's a picture of me. It's not. There's nothing lewd about it. There's no private. There's nothing. There's no quote unquote nudity. But it's
Mhm.
still. It's like
Okay.
it's kind of living
So
on the
would you
edge
say
there.
that it was more about her than you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's what I would say too. So
Yeah.
it's
But
if you're uncomfortable with some part of you and you see somebody else doing that, doing something that you wouldn't be happy doing,
right.
then you
Right.
are shocked or ashamed.
Right. Yeah. And well, I mean, if we wanted to go down that road, I could tell you my theories about that. But her reasoning was, well, you're a professional and you shouldn't appear that way in a public forum.
The
And I
question is
yeah,
that
her objection was me. I was in my bathroom. I didn't have a shirt on. I was shaving.
mhm.
And she was like, no, you know,
Um, I guess hard for many people to show up as they really are.
yeah,
And
yeah,
this morning, I also posted about how I felt turning 45 since yesterday was my birthday.
yeah,
And I came across a quotation yesterday that was saying, asking the question, who would you be? You know, with who would you be? Is there like another woman you would want to be today?
mm, hmm,
And my answer was actually no.
yeah, right,
It's
right,
just I am very happy to be me. If I,
yeah,
you know, if I could be any other woman in the world, I would be me.
right, yeah,
And
yeah,
coming to that realization was like, wow, I've shifted because I had some, you know, envy, like thinner woman or more beautiful, longer hair, you know, another color, all of that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, today I'm just very happy of who I am, how I look,
yeah,
and
yeah,
accept all of myself. But it was a journey. But I can understand that it's not something that it's, you know, like body image or image in general is self-image is something people really struggle with
mm, yeah,
because we are born innocent. We love all about ourselves. Kids, you know, don't, they can get naked in front of everyone. They don't care, right?
right,
There's
right,
no sense of self. There is no sense of shame or things like that. And as they grow, you know, they start being more shameful about how they look.
Because they're getting messages. They're
They're getting
receiving
messages
messages that
that from
what
the
they're
outside.
doing is not appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's sad. So I often ask myself, who do I need to be to make sure that my children are happy of who they are, how they look,
Hmm, hmm,
because they do share some, not Bella Joy yet, but both Isaiah and Noah. Sometimes they're like, Isaiah will be like, I'm too fat, I'm too thin. Noah will be like, am
mm,
I too thin, or how do I look like, or my hair? I think there is age too. You know, Isaiah is like now 14 and Noah is almost 12, so there is self consciousness right there.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's when you get into the teenage years, especially that
Yes.
becomes, I know for me, that became very, yeah, there's probably maybe some trauma there that I need to
I
work
think
through,
we
you
all
know?
have this trauma, right? And
Yeah.
it's how the other person looks at you and how the norms, the standards that you see on TV and
Yeah. Yeah.
things like that. So I'm thinking of Michael Singer because we maybe spend a lot of time looking outside and not looking inside
Yes.
of ourselves.
Yeah.
And we spend more time looking inside, we come to love what's inside and not care
Yes.
much about
Yep.
what's
Yep.
outside.
Yeah, I've noticed for me, in doing that post, I would have taken a picture and I would have said, no, there's a little too much roll down here. There's, you know, there's, it's not the ideal image that I have for my body, but a lot of what yoga asks you to do is accept yourself where you are right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I say to the woman that I dress, some will be like, I don't like when I'm looking, but I won't buy this dress even if it looks amazing on me because I need to lose some weight. And I always tell them, you dress the body you have today.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you love dress well the body you have today and you love that body, you will so much easier. It will be so much easier for you to lose weight because you're loving yourself already.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then you will lose the weight more easily. And I said, why would you? I said, do you like the way you look right now? Sometimes they'll be like, no. I'm like, do you like the way you looked with the dress? Yes. So why would you wait to
Right.
love yourself when you can
Yes. Yes.
be wearing this
Yeah.
dress? And for some,
Yeah.
it works. Some will be like, no, 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 you know, in denial, they'll be wearing these baggy pants or these not cute things because they want to hide the body.
Yeah.
And so they keep being depressed because when they look at themselves they don't like what they're seeing. And so my message to the woman is dress the body you have today, love the body you have today, and add accessories, add whatever make you like it more.
Yep.
It's not to
Yep.
stuff it or to hide it, but it's for you to be gentle with yourself and to adorn yourself. I see it like
Yes. Yeah.
yourself, and you will love yourself the way you are.
Yeah.
But
I love
said
that.
that, I just want to add that I often take some pictures and I don't exactly love, what I see. And I would filter the pictures that I choose to post because this I
Yeah.
like better.
Yeah.
This looks cuter. I
Yeah.
don't like my eye here or my.
Yeah. Yeah.
So although I love 100% of myself and I don't want to be somebody else, I still choose curate
Yeah. I
which
still got
picture
to curate.
post.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
curate. I
Yeah.
curate. But it's like more curating than not being happy and being ashamed. It's like, no, this one is cured, and it's like it's the curating.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting that you bring that up because when I did it, I probably took 3 or 4 pictures, and before that, I debated, well, which pose should I do? Which, because I have the camera, and I don't have. It's like Corvo is not going to come in and be the camera person to take the picture of me in my yoga pose in my underwear. So I put the camera on the timer and I think, well, I got to get into this position, and which position would be the best position, and yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. Would you say that you're being bolder and bolder?
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And how do you feel about that? How does it make you feel overall?
it's it's really nice. It's really refreshing to have made that decision. Like, I'm going to show up as myself, right? I'm going to show up as
Mm.
myself, and if you think I'm weird, well,
I'm with
that's you.
it's okay.
I'm with you because yeah, I am weird.
Yeah. Or not, no, I am not. I don't know if you say I am with you, I'm weird. If you don't think you're weird, it's just you think I'm weird. Your thoughts, they belong to you, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Say
yep,
anything
yeah,
about me.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, another thing I was thinking, and I'm telling you, and I guess I'm telling the whole world, whoever's watching this right now. This morning, after I was thinking about that idea of in what language do you speak? In what language does the voice inside of your head speak? What language
Hmm.
is it addressing you in? Then I was just thinking about how a lot of times when I have a thought in my head that's sort of a negative thought that's criticizing myself, it's it's in my ex-wife's voice because
Mm.
we had an explosive relationship a lot of the times, and there was a lot of yelling, and there's a lot of verbal sparring going back and forth. And the realization I came to, I guess I knew this intellectually, but it really hit me this morning, is that she wasn't speaking to me that way because of who I was being, which is what I always thought. It's like she's speaking to me because she's frustrated because I'm not living up to what I should be doing
Her expectations of you. Hmm.
yeah, I'm not living up to her expectations. And so I would think, well, of course she's going to be mad all the time about that, rather than the realization I came to this morning is, no, it, it had nothing to do with who I was being. It was who she was being.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It has
and
nothing to do with you. Hmm.
yeah, and that was really freeing, and I shed a couple of tears.
Oh.
Yeah, it was one of those things like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm. Isn't it beautiful to continue, like to make progress this way,
yes,
to continue to be freer and freer, and
yep,
just to make sense and peace with your past?
yes, yes,
Mm.
yeah. So rather than using my past to beat myself up, I'm I'm using my past. I'm learning from my past. I'm
Yeah.
learning from that, and of course, there's a component of who I was being that's part of that. That doesn't make it. I was going to say make it okay for the language that she used necessarily. But because of who I was being, that's why I stayed. That's why I stayed in that relationship for much longer than
Mhm.
if I was who I am now. At the moment that we realized that the relationship wasn't working, we both would
Mhm.
have it would have been
Mhm.
better for both of us rather than the last. I would say, wow, 8 to 10 years of it where it was very difficult.
It's interesting how, generally speaking, we is it there we bear negative things.
We bear the.
Yeah, well, we sit, because I wonder
Yes.
if it's the examples that we've seen in our lives, and if it's a common way of doing, whether it's in our family history or in the culture,
Yes.
just the feeling that things are the way they are and we can't change them,
Yes.
and that we need to remain married or in an abusive relationship,
Hmm.
or kids need to be crying, or parents need to be frustrated, or
Yes.
there's a lot of things we have just accepted.
Yeah.
And when we come to the realization that things are not, in France we say une fatalité, it means it's not, um, it doesn't have to be this way,
Hmm.
basically.
Hmm.
When you say it's une fatalité, it means there is nothing you can do about it. This is just, it's fate.
Yeah. That reminds me of the English word fatalistic, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably mean the same.
Yeah.
We think that a lot of things, negativities, and think there is nothing to do about it. And
Yes.
when that's why I also love that we are conscious creators,
Yeah.
meaning that the minute you realize that your life happens to you, whether, no matter what your religion says about it, your life still belongs to you, because you are driving, you have the driver's seat.
Hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
believe in God? You believe that, yes, ultimately, I believe that there is my date of birth and my date of death is out there, right? There is nothing I can do about that. But the way I live in between, some people say, the dash between your date of
Yes.
birth and your
Yeah.
date, when you die,
Yeah.
the way you live the dash is up to you.
Yeah.
And the minute you realize that you're a conscious creator, that you can drive your own
Yeah.
life, you can
Yeah.
your own plans and decide what you do. You have the choice. I guess the big word is choice.
Yeah.
You always have the choice.
Yeah. You can
And
you can choose to steer, or you can let somebody else drive.
yeah, and I have
Yeah.
you can choose to steer or let somebody else drive. And I have even read something that was very interesting. It says that the most powerful time you have is that in between a stimulus and a response.
Right. Right. So
I don't
the.
know where I
the
read that, but it was like, this is the most powerful time you have, because some would, like, Pavlov, stimulus response. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. And you are powerful enough to be able, that's when you're the most powerful. What do you do between somebody
yeah.
triggering you and you answering with anger,
Yeah.
or somebody, because we like to say, I did this because X that did that, but no, you are conscious creator.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. You're creating all of it, and that's interesting. Just going back to my relationship with my ex-wife, I was very unconscious of that space, right? Or that space was so small that the space between something happening to me and me responding, and especially responding with anger and raising
Yeah.
my voice. Yeah.
I guess for me, um, generally speaking about relationships, what I know for myself is that when you start becoming somebody you don't want to become, when you pause and notice that in in this relationship, this specific relationship, you are becoming somebody that you don't like,
Yeah.
then maybe it's time to do something.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's really so enlightening. It's yeah. It's fabulous. Wow. So what else? What's on the agenda for you? So it's what is it like 8:30,
Late right now.
9:30?
It's 9:36 p.m. I went to bed very late yesterday. I guess I went to I that was yesterday was my birthday, but I went to bed actually this morning at 4 a.m.
That's
So
you just party. You're the party girl.
yes,
That's
so
awesome. As well
I
you
went.
should be. As well you should be on your
It
birthday.
was fun, and we came
Yeah.
home actually pretty early from the party. But I did, speak with some people over the phone, and then my son too. And I went to
Yeah.
bed pretty late,
Yeah.
and I woke up at 9:57 this morning, and I had to meet up. Yeah, we had to meet up with another friend, and so. But it was fun. It was just a day of strolling in Paris. We did some shopping.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was amazing. We ate we were by the Panthéon, Place des Grands Hommes. The Panthéon is, it used to be actually um, an église, a church.
Uh-huh.
And now it's where Victor Hugo is, and the presidents are buried. It's like,
Okay.
yeah, it's very nice. So there is a Rue Soufflot that I love. There is restaurants. So we ate at the Crêperie, very nice. And then there are three stores that I really like. So we did some shopping. Those are my favorite stores ever in France. And we did two, and then I
Are,
didn't go to the third because
are they only in France or are these international?
they're in France and London. I don't know if they're in the
Okay.
States. It's
Okay.
Mage, Sandro, and Bash,
Okay.
and they're amazing. They're very beautiful. So I spend at Mage, I spend at Bash, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to Sandro. So we didn't go to Sandro. But yeah, they're beautiful stores. And Kabi, I love Kabi because a lot of this the same style.
Uh-huh.
But it's, little boutique, like shopping as I like it. One person to help you when everything is fine and beautiful. So it's like, yeah, that's how I like it.
Yeah. One of the things I can see in the advantages of copy is when you go to a retail establishment, there's some of the I don't know. I would imagine, not that I shop for clothing all the time. I just whatever ends up. but
Tell
but
me your experience. Tell me your customer experience. That's, yeah,
yeah,
because that's
that
probably what you're gonna say is my pitch, but you tell it. So
well, it's not so much the customer experience; it's the availability. If you see something you really love in a store, there's this urgency. Maybe it's like, well, I have to get that now because if I don't get that now, it's not going to be around. Maybe this is my only chance to get something a piece that speaks to me that beautifully, right?
yeah.
Whereas
But
if you're shopping in a catalog and it's shipped to you, so
yeah, it depends. It ships to you, but even with Cabby, we have that scarcity. We have limited editions, and
hmm hmm
it's things when they're gone, they're gone. But it's more about the knowing what you're buying, because there are a lot of things that I love that I won't necessarily buy, because I talk about closet orphans, and for women, it's true. A lot of women
yeah,
have a lot of things to wear, and they're always like, I have nothing to wear, because
yeah,
they go into stores and they buy things because they like it, but
yeah,
they don't think, capsule, or when they go home, it remains in the closet. And I call it closet orphan,
yeah,
because every time you pick it, you realize that there is nothing it goes with, so you can't wear it.
yeah.
Yeah. So how long have we been speaking? I feel like we've been speaking forever.
It's probably. I think we've probably. I didn't put a timer on, but I'm assuming
So we're up there.
we're probably. Let's see. Maybe the Facebook will. Oh, it says 20. We've been speaking for 25.
I knew it. Yeah.
So we didn't keep within our constraint as far as the. But anyway, thank you all who joined
Uh,
us, and anybody who
tomorrow is
watches
off.
this. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be off, and then we'll be back on it. So everybody have a
Bye.
beautiful Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and we'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.
Okay, so that's.